butthurt.
Yeah.
If
someone dobbed you in?
If someone dobbed me in, it was like an elective.
Oh, yeah.
I did like Asian cinema as an elective. I'm an accountant, guys. I did Asian cinema to get my degree.
And how often do you use that every day?
Yeah, not very often.
Marcus talks about One Call Why all the time.
Yeah.
Train to Busan, he loves that
right,
film.
Train to Busan is a great film. But if I was cheating in that subject and someone snitched I was in Damien's class with that one. And if Damien snitched on me saying he's actually just copying essays offline, and I'm like, I don't even give a fuck about this subject. That's why I'm doing this. Then
It doesn't affect
I just realised Train to Busan's not even by One Call Why.
all the Chinese cinema people.
Do that again.
it's very easy to do. Anyway, so yeah, like I was saying, I would feel hurt if someone snitched on me and it was an elective.
Right.
But if it's not an elective, if it's like a key subject,
Yeah.
snitch.
So I want to know, do you drop the phrase like, all right, guys, this spreadsheet's done. Let's get it on the train to Busan.
Always.
How dare you?
All the people I work with are always just like, Marcus always has these obscure Asian movie references whenever he's like putting in a balance sheet or a profit and loss statement.
It's like he's like, every time he finishes something, he quotes something.
Yon Sang-ho directed Train to Busan, by the way.
Just to be corrected, if you're listening out
If
there,
you're listening
just
out there,
like-
we know.
if you're screaming at us.
So, Marcus, even though I was, focusing on cinema for my degree, turns out I wasn't paying attention either. We both would have failed.
Yeah.
Okay, so what have we said?
We've established
Snitches get stitches.
if it's a very important subject, snitch. If it's not,
Okay.
don't worry about it.
Just
let it go.
Let's agree with that. It's a bit of a tough one, but
Oh,
let's move
hachi-machi.
on. Let's move on. Damien, you got
Damien.
the next one.
This is going to come from Creamy Brie. I feel like Brie is like
What's
I feel like it's a very like a basic bitch cheese, right?
it is, right? Everyone's just
Everyone's
like,
got a brie on
Here
their
comes
cheese board.
Nigel with the brie.
Yeah, and the thing is, I just cannot deny my basic bitch roots.
I'm with
but
you.
Creamy Brie it's so good.
There is always a reason why a brie is on the cheese board.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Everyone loves it.
What's the difference between brie and camembert?
Oh man,
one-
Camembert's good.
What's the difference?
One's got a thicker skin, I think. That's it.
One you can like yell at.
One-
Like,
one you-
fucking idiot. It's just like, I can take it.
Yeah, I think one's got a thicker skin. I don't know which one it is, but one does.
I always thought Camembert was a bit like more intense in flavor
Yeah, I
as
think that
well.
too.
But what about a triple brie? Is that more intense than a standard camembert?
Oh, I'm out of my depth.
Man,
here.
you're asking
I'm out of my
too many.
depth.
We're not cheese connoisseurs, Tom.
Yeah, you clearly aren't. You
My
hate
cheese knowledge goes down to cheese go in mouth.
Yeah, right.
Cheese
And then-
good.
Cheese upset stomach. Cheese come out.
cheese goes out the back.
So in summation, cheese good.
Cheese good. Creamy brie.
Creamy brie. Oh god, that's kind of gross. Look, I'm not going to announce what the heading of this question is because I think it kind of
Very
spoils
late.
it.
Very late.
Yeah, so I'll just read it. My husband works at an advertising company. We're struggling a bit financially because we're saving up to purchase a new apartment. He is used to eating fast food and spends more than $300 a month on just fast food.
Okay.
That's about $20 a day.
I was going to work it out.
Okay.
I talked to him about it and he agreed that I make sandwiches for him instead to save money.
Mhm.
Everything was going on well. However, I noticed he wouldn't respond when I asked whether he liked the sandwiches or not. But he still kept asking me to make more than 2 since he was very hungry at work. Yesterday, he came home with his friend and coworker, and his friend brought up my sandwiches and how delicious they are.
Oh.
I thanked him. Then he said the price was a bit much. I was confused. I asked him to explain, and he said my husband sells the sandwiches I make to his coworkers, then goes to buy his own lunch from a restaurant.
I fucking love it.
I was stunned. My husband denied it. I began arguing with him after his friend left. I told him I will no longer be making him sandwiches if he's selling them to buy fast food. He defended himself, saying he's not technically spending money on fast food because he's selling them for profit.
Yeah.
He refuses to apologize.
Whoa.
Creamy bread.
Wow.
Whoa.
This is next level good.
He's pushing sangers
Yeah.
at his workplace.
Mhm.
Cash money, obviously.
She must
he's
be
gonna
making some fucking good sangers.
That was my first
Yeah.
thought, right?
She must be making some top dollar sangers. If he can sell them for $10 a pop and still get his fast food.
Surely he must be not eating $20 a day worth of fast. He can't be selling 2 sandwiches for $20.
Well, she actually said in the comments he's making on average about $15 a day,
Wow.
which means he's probably selling, let's say she's making 3 sandwiches a day.
Okay.
So that's
No, 2. She said 2. Didn't
No,
she?
but he said he asked for more. He wanted more than 2.
Because he's hungry.
So let's say 3. So that's
She's
5.
making a fucking sandwich platter. Here we are.
So let's say on average that's $5 a sandwich.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is reasonable.
Yep.
Yeah.
But if he's spending that money on fast food, I don't think he thinks he's not spending money. But then think about the
The cost of that sandwich.
Yeah, all the ingredients she has to buy.
And the time she
No,
spends.
but look, she's making the sandwich to save the money, so the money is saved,
Yeah.
right?
how much is a loaf of bread?
$3.
$3, yeah.
So okay, let's do
Look,
some sandwich.
a sandwich wouldn't cost you $5 unless you're putting a lot of shit in it.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
would I pay $5 for a homemade sandwich from my coworker?
I wouldn't want
it's fucking good.
This is the thing, right? Do you ever have the thing at work where people are just like, "Oh, someone ate my lunch from the fridge"?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened before.
Who the fuck? I would not want to eat another person's lunch. Who the fuck does that? I would not see a Tupperware container and be like, "Oh, don't mind."
Yeah,
I love pasta.
I wouldn't
I'm
eat
gonna
someone
have some
else.
of that.
I wouldn't.
Never.
I would never eat someone else's lunch.
I would
But if
never
someone has
eat-
if someone has like 4 slices of pizza there,
No, I would not even
I'd be
do
like,
that.
ooh,
I
I wouldn't
would-
steal it because that's
I
bad.
don't know how they've cared for this pizza. Was it
Yeah.
on the counter overnight?
Yes.
Was it in the
Good
fridge?
point.
I don't know. I'm going to catch salmonella or something.
point.
There's nothing appealing about homemade food from somebody else to me. When I look at it, I'm just like, ew, get the fuck out of my
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, these sandwiches have to be so gourmet.
Right.
Like for me to drop $5 as opposed to going to an actual sandwich
Yeah,
shop.
yeah.
Yeah, but a sandwich shop will cost you $15. It's like it's a third of the price.
I had a friend whose mum worked at a bakery and
Yeah.
she made sandwiches, right?
Yep.
And when I was at uni, we'd have our like morning tea break. He'd break out a sandwich and it was in one of those cardboard / plastic,
Oh, that
like the ones you'd buy
Yeah.
a sandwich for.
is
right?
it weird that like seeing food in a cardboard thing like that
Yeah.
gets me excited?
It's
Yeah,
like, it was
okay.
like it was folded.
Not
You
weird,
could, you
it's
could
good.
see the
Yeah.
condiments, and he's like, "I'm like, what do you got today?" He's like, "Oh, looks like we've got chicken and this and turkey." And I'm like, they looked appetizing,
Yeah.
rather than wrapped in Glad wrap or something like that.
In high school, one of my friends his mum worked at a canteen, would make these amazing like schnitzel coteletti rolls
Oh,
with
yeah.
salad,
Yeah.
and he would sell them, and he'd pretty much do the same thing. Or he'd just eat his own mum because it was delicious stuff.
He's like, I like them too. So
Yeah, exactly.
I missed out by not eating it.
I think he's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, he is.
In
It sounds like in advertising.
Yeah,
so-
right.
I think
he's like,
he's-
sell me this pen. He's like, I'll sell you this sandwich.
I feel like as far as what cheese did you say? Brie, triple brie, or double creamy
Creamy
brie?
Just say brie. Just say brie.
As much as brie says like it's a bit of a slap in the face, like
Yeah.
you're not even eating my food.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. You're saving the money.
That's what I'm saying. The money is
The
being
money is
saved.
saved.
And she's not seeing.
If she doesn't want him to eat takeaway food because he's getting fat, that's different.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
don't you think hiding it from her is an admission of guilt that he's in the wrong?
Well,
If that's what we're arguing.
I think she should be more offended that he doesn't want to eat the sandwiches because I'd be
Yeah.
like, do you not like the sandwiches?
Yeah.
Do you not like my cooking or
And
preparation?
but also think the work that she has to go into,
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
to
yeah.
buy the everything that she needs. She's making the sandwiches for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If she let him know about it, and let's say she made 3 sandwiches, he kept one for himself, sold 2.
Yeah.
It's a $10 profit right there.
You're right.
They're trying to save money.
Keep the
He
money.
should have cut her in on the business.
Yeah.
And they should be every $10. That's $10 a day. It's $50 a week.
They're making money rather than losing money.
That's money they could put towards the apartment that they're saving for,
Yeah.
right?
I get it. And it's more of a labor of love that she would go to the effort to make the sandwiches. She's like, I do it because it's for you. I don't do it to
Yeah.
make money and to keep other people happy so
Yeah.
you can then get KFC and get a Zinger Stacker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there were definitely times like when I was when I was still living at home, my mum would make lunch for me, and
Right.
I'd be at work, and people were like, "Oh, Damien, we're going to go get dumplings.
Yeah.
Do you want to come?" And I'd be like peering at my sandwich in my bag and be
Yeah.
like, "I feel like I'm cheating on my
Yeah,
mum
right,
because she
right.
made this sandwich for me."
Yeah, but
Gotta
see,
throw it out on the way home so she
Yeah.
thinks I ate it.
yeah, but you don't need to throw it out. Like, does your work have a fridge? You can say I'll eat it the next
does.
day.
I know, but still, I don't know. It just feels a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Because
like,
then, I get home, mum's like, "What do you want for lunch tomorrow?" And I'm
You
like,
say no, mum.
"Mum, I didn't eat your sandwich."
all right, I had dumplings. Okay.
You don't. It's not that bad. You say, "Mum, I didn't eat lunch today. I'll eat it tomorrow. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Well,
you don't need to do the work tonight. It's
Yeah.
fine."
I guess I have a conscience and you don't. I guess
Look,
that's all.
I do it
Is that
sometimes.
bad, having a conscience?
I do it sometimes where I take leftovers and it might even be a meal prep, right? That I've made and it's the 3rd day of meal prep.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it in the fridge and I'm just like, I've had this for the last 2 days straight.
Yep.
I'm going to bail and I'm going to go get some
I've done
bami.
that. I've done that plenty of
happens.
times. It happens, especially on like a Friday. Like
Oh.
if you've had all week of eating. Like if you're trying to be healthy,
Yeah.
you're eating crap, and you're like, I just want to put real crap in my stomach,
Yeah.
not this
Yeah,
healthy
yeah,
crap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look. It's if I made it. Like I mean, if I made it, it's fine.
Right. It's not about you're not trying to disrespect whoever made it.
No.
It's just more or less just like,
What you
I
feel
wanna
like
have
on the day.
like a cheat meal.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This question reminds me of, I don't know if this ever happened to you, Marcus. There was a teacher at our high school
Yeah.
where when it came to lunchtime, you'd pull your lunch out.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, "Hey, Damien, what do you got?" And you'd walk over and you'd pick up the sandwich and you're like, "Oh, schnitzel sandwich. Here's $10. Go get yourself something."
Get real.
And he would take your lunch.
What?
Yeah. He used to do it all the time.
Oh my God. What is wrong with people?
I don't understand because the canteen had better food and for that like
Yeah.
like I mean look, hold on. sandwich might have been delicious, Dan.
Yeah.
I'm not-
Hey, my
not
mum's a
dis-
great cook.
I'm not dissing the sandwich, but like $10 is $10.
But it was so funny because my brothers worded me up on this teacher and be like, it'll happen to you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
for me,
yeah.
like, it was, I had him for a few years and it had to happen. And it kind of felt like I was waiting to be like I wanted to be the pretty girl. I wanted to be picked out. And when he was like, hey, that sandwich, I felt like I'd been chosen. But very special.
But did he pick other students or was it
Yeah.
just you?
No, he'd like walk around and be like, what do you guys got?
Today's your lucky day.
And you're like,
I'm going to eat your food.
And it was always like, here's $10, go get something from the canteen. And he'd
Wow.
always, which I think that's a fair price.
Yeah.
You get something good from the canteen for
You
$10.
could get something real good
Ah,
at $10.
I mean, I work at a school.
Yeah.
And I don't want to eat another kid's lunch. I mean, I will say, kids' lunches
Oh,
like...
he was a big fatty.
Oh, he was?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, well, let me just digress.
Yeah, no, he was a big fatty, that guy. And,
Excuse me.
But look, to be fair, I don't know why he would do it, but you know,
Yeah.
it's a story that Damien's still telling, and he knows his name too. I know his name.
Yeah.
He was a great teacher. One time we were supposed to go on an excursion,
Right.
got us to sign everything. We got in the bus. He said, hey guys, we're going to McDonald's.
Of course he's going to McDonald's. Of course. You didn't go to the excursion.
No, that was the excursion.
Well, you just
Tom.
went to the McDonald's?
We went to McDonald's.
Where were you supposed to
We
go?
ate
remember
McDonald's. We hung out at a park.
What?
He's like, okay, I think it's been enough time now. Went back to school.
What?
Yeah.
I
Dude, how do
refused,
you get away
What-
with
I
that?
what year
refused to
level was
name
that?
the teacher's name.
What year level was
I
that?
would have been like 8 or 9.
If it was mine, I
Yes.
would have been there. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
so.
we did it
Yeah.
together.
Damn, where were you
Held
supposed
hands.
Where were you supposed to go?
We didn't know. He just said we're going on an excursion.
Mystery trip.
Mystery trip.
Mystery trip. Where are we going?
Mickey D's.
Killer Road McDonald's. Get excited.
To this day, best excursion I've ever been on.
Oh, I don't know about that. McDonald's you can get any day you want.
Not when you're a teenager.
I will say the excitement of like when we're driving back from like camps, they'd be like, oh, I think I heard whispers that we're going to stop for a soft serve. I heard that whispers that we're going
Exactly.
The bus is going to pull in. We're going to be allowed to go get a soft serve.
Yeah.
And when that happened, it was like, it was the most
Glorious.
amazing thing
It was
ever.
glorious.
Here's a question for you, Tom.
Yeah.
Would you rather an excursion to Science Works or McDonald's?
Well, look,
You take it too long with McDonald's.
2
That's
weeks-
100%. You
look,
take it
I
too
will
long.
say 2 weeks ago, I went on an excursion to the zoo, actually.
Right.
I was like an accompanying staff member.
Did you eat a koala there?
I didn't. I was
Then
like,
it's not good enough as
I had my
McDonald's.
eyes on a meerkat, but look, Science Works is fun, Damien. Like we've talked about our love of Science Works when we
Yeah.
were younger. It might
Yeah.
be a trip down memory lane, and I'll get McDonald's on the way home.
That's
up.
true. We're adults. We can
Yeah,
drive
we
back
can do that.
cars
You're right.
and get the
Well,
McDonald's
look,
at
in
this
high
point.
school, when you're like 14, it was exciting,
yeah,
right?
was,
I
yeah.
for a Big Mac.
Yeah.
I get it. Fair enough. Okay, well, what do we want to say for this person here for Brie?
Brie.
What do you do? Is it wrong to give your food away for money? I think if
I mean, that's a different question.
no, but like you're giving it away from from your loved one that made it.
I think-
Does it make it okay if he's then just like, here's your cut for this week?
I think if he put his girlfriend in on it, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Like Marcus mentioned, as a guy at his school used to sell his lunches. I had kids ask me,
Yeah.
"You bring me some lasagna, I'll give you like $5 for it." I had that happen to me.
Are
People,
these kids just like, are they malnourished?
no,
Yes.
I think no, but I think
They just had parents
No,
that didn't
but
care.
No, but think about it this way, right? Like
Yeah.
we at the school we went to was very multicultural, but let's say your background's predominantly Australian, right?
Right.
Like you're white bread. There is
Yeah.
you're basically Irish, right?
yeah. I got a Vegemite sandwich every day.
Yeah,
That's it.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think if you see like somebody who's Italian and
Yeah.
they're making the, they see their mum's
Slab
making
of lasagna.
a giant slab of lasagna.
I get it.
It's probably exciting for them.
Maybe that's what it is. It's having that sort of like,
It's sharing
Access.
a different culture's food.
Yeah,
as
right.
well.
Yeah, it feels like an authentic thing. And I'll do that like with other mates who, had from different backgrounds. We'd swap foods, be like, oh, I want to try your curry.
Right.
I want to try this because like I don't
have
have
like Vic Market. Everyone's
Yeah.
like throwing
Yeah.
fish at each other and shit.
yeah, like my mum was never making, like a chicken biryani or anything like
Right,
that.
good point,
So
good point.
it's
Yeah.
it's experiencing different cultures with your
get
palate.
it.
It's
I get it.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
We're sharing cultures.
Yeah.
I kind of get it, but I'm just like at the fact of like I just like to know where it came from.
But
That's all.
what we did at high school was beautiful. What this guy's doing, I
Yeah.
think, is more of a betrayal.
I feel like, all right, we're on Bree's. Bree's asking the question here.
Yeah.
I feel like what she can do is say, you make the sandwiches.
Yes, 100%.
I think
Oh,
if,
yeah,
you're,
yeah.
if you want to do this profit, if you want to eat that, that's fine. You make the sandwich. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it anymore.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. I think that's reasonable. Or he gives her a cut.
Mm.
I do think there is a larger discussion. If this guy is spending $300 on fast food on a week,
Yeah.
I'd be concerned about my partner's health as well.
Yeah,
if
for
they
sure.
and plus financial health as well. But you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not good. That's not
The
bueno.
first thing you do to save money is like stop eating out and stop getting like takeaway coffees and things like that. They're the
Yeah.
ones that are just like it's so easy and it adds up.
It's the easiest thing to do, and you save so much money.
Yeah, so I mean, I get that from that standpoint. If they are trying to save money, he's not making a difference by saving, like by affecting that if that's their goal. But it's more of the betrayal. I guess.
If he was eating one of the sandwiches and selling the other two, I think that's more acceptable.
Yeah,
That would be like, well, you are extra saving money. It's great.
at least he's not throwing it out and then buying fast food. You know what I mean?
point.
Like that would just be then a double waste.
Yeah.
So I was kind of happy that that wasn't the case.